Hello, friends, and welcome to Sleep Tight Stories. This story is about a girl and her brother who don't always see eye to eye. Brook is creating something with Lego when Willie arrives and decides to create something that doesn't quite match with what Brook has created. Their mom comes in to see what's going on and offers them some lunch before they head outside. Both of them agree, but the afternoon doesn't go as smoothly as they had hoped. Willie and Brook create art. Brook was sitting in the living room creating the most beautiful Lego castle the world had ever seen. She was sure of it. It looks like the castles that she always pictured in her mind. High spires with flags, lots of tall windows, a surrounding forest, and a prince at the top, about to be rescued by a princess driving a race car. It was perfect, and she had just spent a couple hours making it. Now all I need is to make a farm, and it will be ready for me to take pictures to share with my friends, she quietly said to herself. How are you doing out there, Brook? Her mother asked from her office. Are you having fun? Yes, Mom, I'm okay, Brook replied. I'm just about to take a break from work and thought I might make a snack before my next Zoom call. Would you like some? Her mother asked. Normally, Brook would jump at the chance for a snack, but her mom had been trying new healthy food lately. So she first asked, what are you having? Avocado on some toast. I'm good, Mom, thanks. Yuck, she thought. Avocado is so slimy. Whatever happened to cookies and potato chips? They are so much fun, she thought. Are you sure? How about I cut up some apple for you and your brother? You can eat it whenever you like, her mom said, this time from the kitchen. Thanks, Mom, that sounds great. I love apples almost as much as cookies. But I know as soon as Mom leaves the kitchen, my stinky brother will appear from wherever he is hiding in the house and eat it all up, she thought. As soon as her mother went back to her office and closed her door, sounds of her brother chomping down on the apple in the kitchen began to start. Oh, he's eating with his mouth open as usual. Why can't brothers be as well-mannered as girls? Brook thought. Walking into the living room with a mouth full of half-chewed apple, Willie mumbled, So what you making, Brook? It's a castle and kingdom, Brook replied. Looks stinky, Willie said. You're stinky, Brook replied. Huh. Well, I want to make something too, Willie said with only half a mouth of apple. You can't, Brook said. Oh, yes, I can. These are my Legos too, you know. Well, you take the Legos you need over there and make something, Brook said, pointing to an area in the living room away from her spot. And I need all the dark-colored pieces for my farm. Do you need the dark pieces to make poop? Willie said as he took some Legos from the great big box to his spot in the living room. Huh? What are you talking about? Well, you are making a farm, and farms have lots of poop, Willie said. Only you would think of that, Brook said, somewhat disgusted. Sitting down to start putting Lego together, Willie continued. You do know that everyone poops, right? I read it in a book. Oh, can't you just play quietly? Brook replied. And you have the stinkiest poop of all, Willie said. Willie, I'm trying to concentrate. Can't we have some peace and quiet? She replied. Okay, I'll give you a piece of quiet. I have to concentrate anyway, as what I am making is much better than what you made." With the exception of the sounds of machinery coming out of Willie's mouth, Willie and Brook continued making their Lego creations quietly for almost 15 minutes. For Willie, sitting still and quiet for that long was a humongous feat. Brook was starting to take pictures of her creation when Willie announced, "I'm finished." "What is that?" Brook said, looking at Willie's creation with a scowl. "Roar! It's a huge monster," Willie said as he made his creation walk across the carpet towards Brook. "Look silly," Brook said. "Roar! It's a huge monster that eats castles," Willie said as he got closer and closer to Brook and her creation. "Don't you dare," she said, knowing where this might be going. "Roar! I'm the hungry castle-eating monster," Willie said as he got closer and closer to the castle. "I'll tell Mom." Crash. Willie's monster crashed into Brook's castle, causing many of the pieces to fall off. "Mom, Willie broke my castle. He is so mean," Brook yelled. "Mom, Mom, Mom," Willie said, making fun of his sister's voice. "Mom! It was just an accident. I don't know my own strength sometimes," Willie said with a smile. "Yeah, right. You did it on purpose, stinky head." "Stinker," Willie replied. Okay, you two. Will you please stop fighting?" "Lucky for both of you, my Zoom call was finished, or you both would be in a heap of trouble," their mother said, annoyed. "But Mom, Willie always ruins everything," Brook said angrily. "Brook, you are exaggerating again. Willie, you need to stop teasing your sister. Why can't you both just get along and maybe work together at something? You know what I always say, that alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. Teamwork makes the dream work," Willie said with a big smile. "You don't even know what that means, you stinker," mumbled Brook. "How about we have some lunch, and then you both can go outside to play before it starts to rain? I don't have any calls this afternoon, so I can keep an eye on you both." "What's for lunch?" Brook asked, suddenly in a better mood now that food was being discussed. "I think I'll make a chickpea salad today. I found a nice recipe last night and—" "Oh, Mom, not chickpeas again," Willie and Brook interrupted in unison. "Can't we have grilled cheese sandwiches today?" Brook said. "Yeah, grilled cheese sandwiches are super yummy, and I want a pickle with mine," Willie said. "It's nice that you both agree on something," Brook and Willie's mother said. "I guess that would be okay, and it's been a while since I've had a grilled cheese. 3 grilled cheese sandwiches with milk coming up. But you have to eat some cucumber, too." After Brook and Willie washed up after lunch, Willie went into his room to play, while Brook decided to go outside and make some pictures on the walkway with some sidewalk chalk. Brook sat down and started to draw a beautiful castle, with flags on the spires, beautiful windows, and flowers all around. She had only just started, and she was convinced it was her best work yet. It was going to be perfect, she thought. "You might not have as much time as I thought, Brook," her mother said, coming outside for a moment to check on her. "It's supposed to rain this afternoon, and looking at the clouds in the sky, it might be soon. You might want to finish your art before it rains." "Okay, Mom," she replied. Brook worked for over an hour on her art and was just starting to draw a princess with huge muscles, riding on the back of a purple horse, when Willie came out and asked, "So, what you drawing, Brook? It looks like a sandcastle and a monster riding on a goat." "No, it doesn't. It's a castle and a hero princess who saves the kingdom from a wicked warlock," Brook replied. "Looks stinky." Willie said, "You're stinky," Brook replied. Well, I want to draw something too," Willie said as he walked over near her art to grab some chalk. "You can't," Brook said. "Oh, yes, I can. This is my chalk too, you know." "Well, you take the chalk you need over there and draw something," Brook said, pointing to an area closer to the step of their house and away from her spot. "And I need all the purple-colored chalk for my horse. And don't walk on my beautiful art." "I don't see any art," he replied, pretending he was going to walk on her pictures again. With the exception of Willie making growling sounds as he drew his picture, Willie and Brook continued making their chalk creations quietly for almost 15 minutes. This was again a record for Willie. Brook, very happy with what she created, started to take pictures to share with her friends. Willie then announced, "I'm finished. Now to quickly draw my pièce de résistance." "What is that you are drawing? It looks weird," Brook said. "It's not weird. You're weird," Willie replied. "This is my super scary robot dragon with long-range fire-breathing capabilities," he roared. "Fire will be released in 5, 4, 3, 2, blast off." Willie quickly drew fire that got closer and closer and closer to Brook's drawing. "Don't you dare," she said, knowing exactly what would happen next. Boom, boom. Here comes the dragon's breath to defeat an ugly monster princess riding a purple goat, Willie said as he got closer and closer and closer to her art. "I'll tell Mom." Boom. Willie scribbled all over Brook's princess with red chalk. "Mom, Mom, Willie did it again," Brook yelled. "Mom, Mom, Mom," Willie said, making fun of his sister's voice again. "Mom," Brook yelled even louder. "It was in the service of my art. I just draw what my intuition tells me," Willie said with a smile. "Yeah, right. You don't know anything about creating art, stinky head," Brook replied. "Stinker," Willie replied. "Not again, you two. Willie, you need to stop ruining the things that your sister makes. And Brook, stop yelling, please. You two should work together. If you did, you would see how great the outcome of your drawing would be," their mother said, annoyed. Just then, the first drops of rain started to fall. "Both of you come inside. It's about to pour." After their dinner, Brook and Willie's mother went outside to collect the chalk they forgot to bring inside, when she noticed the change in the drawings that Brook and Willie created. "Brook and Willie, come on outside and see what I see," their mother called. Brook, then Willie, came outside to see what their mother was talking about. What they saw was the effect that the rain had on their drawings. It had washed much of the chalk together to create something much more interesting than before. "It looks like a painting in a museum," their mother said. "See what could happen if you would get along and work together? You can create something far more beautiful if you worked together than if you worked alone." "It looks impressionistic," said Willie, looking at the art they created together. "You don't even know what that word means," Brook said. "Do too. Do not." Okay, their mother said. Rome wasn't built in a day. Let's go inside, listen to some stories together, and get ready for bed. Tomorrow is another day. And that's the end of this story. Good night. Sleep tight.